All right, everybody. Welcome back to Game Chair Conversations, episode three. Hopefully, this time no video problems. I'm
Yes,
JB23.
hopefully.
Yeah,
And I'm
hopefully.
Librius.
Librius back again to try our hand at this adventure of podcasting. Um,
Again.
again,
Once again.
this is our first. Each one is our first one. Um,
Again.
every week I'm gonna title them our very first one, until we get it right somehow. Um, so I'm just gonna hop on in. Actually, I'll go ahead and say we decided to open it up a bit on the topics this week, and from here on out, I'm not gonna stick with just gaming. We're gonna throw out the some movie talk too, and we're not big comic book guys, so no comics, but any other nerdology that might be out there with that and it does involve gaming, I guess, and gaming culture and what gamers are into. We're big into movies, so saying that, we're gonna start with some little gaming, not gaming, but movie talk. So I came up with what are some seminal movies from our childhood, us being in our mid 30s. Um, a lot of great films from back then. Kind of shaped us, I guess. And so I'm gonna let you crank off with that. Tell me what yours are. Then I'll kind of just sound off, and we'll go from there.
I would have to say that one of my first picks, we'll go from here, but one of my first picks has to be, and we've talked about it, The Goonies.
Yep.
Absolutely, hands down. I believe it came out in 1985,
Yep.
and I think, so I saw that as a child, and ever since then, I can remember my friends and I getting on our bikes and riding around.
Looking for one-eyed
Looking
Willie's
for treasure.
treasure. Looking for
Yeah,
one-eyed Willie's
exactly.
treasure.
Going in the woods, having these adventures.
Right.
Um, and I mean, that started it. That was one of my favorite all-time childhood movies.
Oh yeah, it's number one on my list. I
Yeah.
mean, I can throw back to the Goonies all the time, and it's so hard, because Shnika, she doesn't shit, the fuck. Why did my camera just go on and off? That's familiar. I mean, whatever. Peculiar. Either way, so my wife is like, she hasn't seen those films,
That's a
and
shame.
so yeah, it is a shame. I don't know why I'm
You
with
did
her.
say you did say your wife, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. So, I'm not gonna. Why is it always something, Mia? What do you want? I have to make that. Do you want some chips?
She said she wants a steak. Damn it,
Huh? Yes, we
a
do.
steak on the grill.
Want chips? All right, hold on.
I can't keep doing this.
I fully expect us not to be able to record tonight and to say, "Hey, we're gonna do this tomorrow" or something like that.
I can't keep going like this.
Me either. What are you talking about, man? All right, so I'm just gonna start off with my answer. I'm assuming when I go to edit this, everything will be fine. I don't know.
And don't you have a pillow for that child's face or something?
I love it. I'm gonna leave that in. I'm gonna edit that in lately. All right, so continuing on. Um, so Goonies. Yeah, is my number one pick. I love that film. I actually watched it here recently, and it holds up well. And it's the first time I've watched in since I was a kid. I mean, I'm 33 now, and it's been years, and it held up really well. Like, I was laughing at all the jokes. I was laughing at Chunk, doing things.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
doing,
just
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Chunk doing the Chunk hustle and everything, and all the jokes he made, because he was funny just by himself, And I was enjoying the adventure once again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And with your kid, you love those type of things because they're doing things you wish your life was. I wish I was doing that. Why can't there be some fucking treasure out here? Why are there any pirates around here? I don't understand.
Why won't my fake teeth hold me up to my kitchen counter? Why won't they shoot up into
That's
a
right.
tree and hold me?
This doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to invent this awesome power belt here, and it's not working out the way it should. Okay.
Not at all. You know what's even funny is that even now I find myself using those references of Chunk. You know how he dropped everything, so
Yeah.
they didn't want to bust that the map with the glass. So they
Right.
said,
Right.
"Here, Chunk, hold this," and then of
Yeah.
course he drops it. Well, Caden, my son, he drops absolutely everything he touches. So I made a joke the other day. I was like, "I just you don't want that you don't want that thing busted, but we did want it broken." I said, "Just hand it to Caden. This dude will
Right.
fall on the floor, just like Chunk. Hand it to Chunk over there. He'll drop it right on the floor." Of course, Caden's like, what?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and
I pretty much say things around my house just for my own amusement because nobody else gets them, just like you said.
oh, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I've seen all these movies and everything, I grew up with all this shit, and I just rattle off,
Yep.
movie lines. They make no sense to nobody else in the house, but I'm just making myself laugh around the house. I might as well live by myself, really. I mean, just having a good time throwing out movie quotes. On a side note, actually, randomly, I asked Shanika, what's the first rule of Fight Club? And she actually answered correctly. I was like, okay, okay, I see. And so it was the
No,
second
she
rule.
just she just didn't want you to talk about Fight Club.
That's right.
She didn't know the rule. She just didn't want you to talk about it.
That's right. And I was like, oh, okay. What's the second rule of Fight Club? And she answered that right. I was like, I am so
Yeah, she's
proud.
telling you again.
Man,
She didn't want to talk about
I
Fight
love
Club.
you. I love you so much at this moment.
And she wasn't saying you don't talk about Fight Club. She was saying don't you talk about Fight Club. She was trying to
Right.
tell you.
Right. She basically, I was basically like, you know what? 10 years has not been wasted on our marriage because you know what that means. That is.
There you go.
But yeah, Goonies, wonderful, wonderful. I mean, it's just, I think it's timeless. I mean, it's one of those films, and it's the thing of it is when you go back and watch it as an adult, you can see the faults in the film. You can see it's
Yeah,
cheesy and corny, and like some of the bad,
it's
continuity of it
ridiculous.
all, but you don't care. It's
No.
awesome. You grew up with it. This is one of those things because there's plenty terrible fucking movies. And granted, the '80s made terrible fucking movies, but we loved them. We grew up and those were our movies.
Oh,
Okay, it's
yeah.
our
Oh, yeah.
time.
Absolutely.
Just like they said, this is Mikey, and it's our time. Okay, so fuck you and all your damn fancy animated shit today. Okay, I've got the Goonies. Okay, that's basically the way it is. You and your stupid hero number six. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I like that movie.
Okay, you may leave the podcast now, sir.
Yeah. Oh, Baymax. I wish I had a nice warm robot to lay against at night.
That's right. All right, so what you got next on the list? What do you got next on the list?
Okay, next on my list I had Never Ending Story. You ever see that one?
I did, and that was the second on my list also. Second on
Oh,
the
okay.
see,
Okay,
we're on the
good.
same page here. I love the Atreyu, man. Atreyu's there,
Yeah,
and the big flying dog, and I fucking loved Never Ending Story,
one of
man.
my favorites.
Yeah, and I want to watch it here soon because I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm gonna have to buy it or find it somewhere and watch it. But I want to watch it again because, I mean, I probably along with Goonies, I think about those on the same level and like just about as much.
The adventure, like a
Is it
young kid having an adventure.
exactly? It's all about the adventure, and I really sat down and thought about it. I was like, these films are all about the adventure, and that's what kind of pulls me in on these types of movies, and it kind of harkens back also to like on Indiana Jones films, which also could be on a list, and the Star Wars one. It's all about the adventure, and that's what I get lost in. I was like, oh, we're going on an adventure, and like
Mhm.
you know what, I'm all in. Let's do it. Let's fucking adventure, and that's
Yeah,
what I love about it.
I actually remember the Never Ending Story for a different reason. That damn bear wolf thing, or whatever it is. That wolf thing. The
I don't know. I'd have to see. Like, I haven't seen it
it's
so long. So like
no,
20
it's
some
like
plus years.
the end or whatever they called it. The thing that was killing everything.
I remember. Yes, yes, I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It,
I know,
and
I
the
know.
physical representation of it was that wolf.
Right, right, right. I got it. Yeah, I
It was
remember that.
eating everything or killing everything. Okay.
Right.
Well, that plus a movie that I wa well, I didn't mean to watch it. I snuck downstairs while my parents were watching it. A movie called Wolfen, which was just this crazy movie about like these psychic wolves,
Right.
okay, terrorizing this city. That movie plus the Never Ending Story has literally given me a lifetime phobia of wolves. I'm not kidding. I'm scared to death of wolves. Scared to death. I can't.
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
I don't even live in a place where there's wolves. I live in Virginia. Okay, there's no wolves around here. I'm
Right.
scared to death. I'm gonna go outside in the dark. There's gonna be a damn.
No one's seen a wolf in like 25 years. You don't understand.
Not in this state. No one's ever seen one in this state. But my God, there's one on my front porch right now. If I go out there, so And all my
You see a
nightmares,
German Shepherd all of a sudden. Oh my God, it's here! The end is here! The end is here!
even like all my dreams as a kid were all about that daggone wolf.
Yeah,
So that's why I remember the never ending story. Well, hoorah!
exactly.
Stupid movie.
Yeah, but just think about those films and the adventures they represent. Um, I realize it kind of shapes the way I play certain some or what games I like to play, and
Yeah, I agree.
basically I think to Uncharted is probably the best example. The reason is,
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously they're really well made games and good games, but it's that fucking adventure story you get lost in. You get lost in, and so that's what reason I'm just getting lost in another adventure story, and I mean, so it's all the same things, all tied together.
That's true.
Hold
And
on,
back
hold on,
then,
hold on. What
and,
baby?
and back
No, you're not gonna sit on my lap, baby, because I'm doing something. Can you go sit with mama now? Talk to you later.
you doing something else with your hands?
Okay. No, baby.
Man, she's strong. Taking the whole desk with her.
Okay. I guess she's gonna sit right here, but you have to be quiet, okay? Sit right here. You have to be quiet, okay? Just sit right here. You should be quiet. Can you be quiet? Okay.
Yeah, I can be quiet.
I know you can't be quiet. Just sit right there. All right. All right. Go on. I think I finished my
What
thoughts.
I
So
was
you
saying
can.
is, yeah, yeah. Okay, so like the Goonies, Never Ending Story. Okay, we were young. 85. I was probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 years old at that point,
Right.
and that's what those characters were. Okay, now you look at Uncharted. I see Nathan Drake, probably in his mid 30s. I don't
Mm.
know how old he actually is. I mean,
Right.
they've
Right.
kind of made him semi-ageless, but
Right.
that's how I see me now. Okay, well now I can put myself into that type of a game, just like you said. And now that's why I love those games. That
Right.
type of game, that adventure, treasure seeking. I play those games thinking of kind of almost like the Goonies. Like, what am I going to find? Is it going to,
Right.
what's next?
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah.
what trap am I going to have to get past?
Yeah, especially especially if the storyline is like an adventure type storyline. I mean, it doesn't have to be treasure seeking or anything like Indiana Jones or Uncharted. Just the fact that there's adventure to it. And like something I can really get invested in. Like I'm having this adventure. Once again, and I'm taking part in it instead of just watching. I'm in there. I'm playing, and I am Nathan Drake, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Right.
Even though the gameplay is great and whatnot, but the stories on those games, and it's just a testament to Naughty Dog and the way they write, it's just a throwback to, takes me back to when I was younger, watching the Goonies, Star Wars, all these films, and just really having another adventure as a grown ass man.
Yeah, I completely agree. Hey, speaking of Star Wars, I got a story about that. When I was a kid, and I think it was I guess it's episode number 6.
All right,
So I went and saw that in the theater. I was like probably 4.5 years old, and my mom took me. It was the middle of the day, and we got in there, and we sat down, and it was time for the movie to start. And my mom kind of looked around, and there was no one else in the theater. And the manager came down the aisle, and my
mm,
mom whispered to me, she said, "Sweetie, I don't think we're going to be able to see this movie. There's no one else here. They're probably not going to run it." And the
all right,
manager came down and said, chatted us up a little bit. Hey, how's it going? Whatever. What are you folks doing here? And my mom, was just saying, well, I just had a babysitter for my little sister who was probably 2 at the time. Just wanted to take my son out to see this movie or
mm-hmm,
whatever. And he's like, you know what? That's really cool. You spending time with family. He said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and run this. And so we sat in that theater, my mom and I, and we're the only 2 people in that theater and watched Star Wars. And I have that memory from being
no,
4.5 watching that movie, and that manager saying that we would be the only people in that theater watching that thing. And ever
nice,
since then, I've just had an absolute love of that type of, like you said, the adventure.
right,
You know,
mm,
I've been a fan ever since of
nice.
movies in general.
I love it. See,
That's probably one of the original ones I saw in the theater.
good stuff. I that's funny. My first film I saw in the theaters with my dad. It was Spaceballs. If you remember that,
A true classic.
it
True
is a true
classic.
it is a true classic, sir. Um, hold
The
on,
maid has gone from suck to blow.
that's right. Um, hold on, let me fix it. Fix this phone here. Uh,
Oh, and they made fun of so many movies.
yeah, I mean, like I loved Mel Brooks's films. They were all great. Um, but yeah, I remember that being my first film. Me and my dad were there. I think my mom. I think it was me and my dad, and we sat there. And the very first scene, it starts off like Star Wars started off. The seeing the bottom of the airship, come over the screen, and it just
Uh-huh.
kept going and going and going and like never fucking stopped. It just kept going and going, and it was so funny. So I'm sitting there, and like they're like, oh yeah, this is kind of like Star Wars, and it's going, and people start to realize this fucking thing's not stopping. And this is going, and slowly but surely, people start to chuckle here and there, and feel like when people start to get joking, about people start laughing like
Yeah,
uncontrollably. Like, oh my god, yeah, yeah, that movie was great. I love that movie.
yeah, the Schwartz. I see my Schwartz is as big as yours.
That's right. It was awesome. I love it. Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
What else you have on your list?
I can just go through them real quick. I had Tron. I saw
Mm-hmm.
that when I was a kid. That probably started my love of computers.
Okay.
Before I got into console gaming, I was a big computer gamer, built my own computers, from the ground up, ordering the parts and stuff.
Right, right.
And then another movie, Krull, which was a old movie where some prince had this thing and took a team of adventurers, and they had to go beat some evil or rescue some princess or something.
Right.
And that probably started my love of RPGs. That was like I wanted to be the hero and have my little band of companions, and
Mm-hmm.
run around and start making adventures.
Right, right, right.
Those are probably mine. My I guess childhood movie memories that kind of shaped the way I watched all other movies and played all other games from then
Yeah.
on.
Right, right. I've never seen Crawl. I think I've seen parts of it and haven't seen the full movie, so I can't really speak to that.
It's terrible.
Tron. Yeah, no.
Terrible. They all-
Tron. I liked, but it wasn't a big thing with me. But I did like Tron. Um, I don't think I had any more. Did you have any more? This I don't have, you know what? One I'd had on there that's kind of right on the fringe that I often think about is a movie for great quotables is The Princess Bride. If you've ever
Oh
seen
yeah, true classic. Oh yeah, I have it. I have it here. The
I,
DVD,
I know
the
you would.
VHS. Yeah, yeah. I've got the Princess Bride.
Any way that movie comes, you have it.
Yeah, pretty much. I even downloaded a little MP3 version on my phone. So,
So you can listen to it
or,
in the
or
car. So you can listen to it in the car all the time.
pretty-
One I want to throw out there because I mean it's a part of my childhood. I mean me being a huge horror guy as I got older. The series that got me into horrors and kept me there was the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
oh, this movie's been terrible.
Either way, no, they were good. They have a
Okay.
soft spot in my heart for Freddy Krueger, sir. Okay.
Yeah, I
Hey man,
understand. Yeah, I understand.
they got
Those
me into
those are
horror.
classic horror.
Yeah,
Classic horror.
yeah, it is. And it's right there with Friday the 13th and whatnot, and Halloween. Not as cult classicy as those films now, but still, still up there. They're recognized by a lot of folks. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I have on that topic there. If you have something else to add or some other random movie to throw in, because I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm sure there's. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we,
yeah,
you and I both have seen, 1,000 movies, literally,
yeah.
probably. So
Probably
I
seen
mean,
more than that. So
yeah, I mean, there's something in there. I'm not thinking of.
yeah, I'm sure there is, but we can address it some other time. Um, So I had this thought, and it's something you can speak on, but since you do play this game, Minecraft, and I say you play it because you play it with your son. Um,
Played, played.
played, okay, sorry, played.
Yeah,
Everybody fucking plays Minecraft. Even the big, YouTubers that I follow, these are die-hard first-person shooter fans. They play Minecraft, and they have videos of Minecraft, and I'm like, I never got into it. What am I missing in Minecraft? I know there's got to be something that like when I did try
I
out
don't
for
know.
the 10 minutes,
I think we should. I think we should completely badmouth it, and then let the people troll our site and go on about how great it is and why, and then we'll understand why. Because I got on there. I mean, this is coming from somebody who loves sandbox games,
right?
loves creating those games. I played tabletop games where I would create my entire set, like
Yeah,
literally three-dimensional set, like the Warhammer tabletop,
yeah,
and play it. It's like the little markers and
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
build. Okay, and I don't get it.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean, I have a job, and I go to my job, and when I come home, I don't want to, mine for ore, or I don't want to, rake leaves, or you know,
literally.
milk a sheep. Okay, I'm not interested in doing that. Okay,
About
I understand.
the extent of Minecraft, basically I've got into and enjoyed so far because I did try it out for like 10 minutes. When you get the first hour, I think when you download it on the PS store.
Yes, right.
I couldn't get into it then, but so far the extent I enjoyed of it is watching someone else play it and make jokes all the way through.
Hmm.
If you know Neebs from Battlefield Friends, I know you might not know, since he's not big into Battlefield, but any Battlefielders will know. Um, like he's hilarious on his gaming channel. Now he plays that, him and his friends. They play that, and it's just hilarious. Just listen, make jokes and run around and do stupid shit. That's about the extent of enjoyment I get out of Minecraft. I don't know. Maybe
Well, let me tell you
someday.
the extent of my enjoyment is at nighttime. Me and Kane were playing, and he got up into this castle in the demo that you're talking about, and got up into this castle, and it was at night. So instead of getting into the castle, I just built myself a little one like square tower, and then
Mhm.
you can jump and put a square under you. And I did that, and I had a bunch of dirt, and I did that like 128 times. So I was up in the clouds. Okay,
Right.
well then it got to daylight, so we were safe. So he came outside, and we were playing, it's where we could see it on the split screen.
All
And
right.
so I made a turn to go look at the clouds so he could see the clouds on my screen, and I slipped and fell. And I watched myself plummet to my death on his screen right in front of him, and my body just go, bleh, and then all my stuff is flying everywhere. And he's asking, like, where are the clouds? And I'm looking on his screen at my body laying at his feet,
Nice.
all my stuff.
Nice.
So that was probably the biggest laugh I got, and he didn't even get it. And that was just me falling to my death, 1,000 feet to my death.
Oh, see, I guess it is fun. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe it's something I really need to sit down and put a good effort into, because maybe I didn't put my best effort into the 10 minutes.
You
Because
did.
I feel like in those 10 minutes I didn't even get past like the training area. You know what I'm saying? Where it's kind of showing you what you have to do. Um, I don't know. It's just, you see so many people and it's so popular. Like God, people my age, playing. No, it's not just a kid game. Like I'm like, what the fuck am I missing? I mean, but maybe
Yeah,
it's me. Maybe it's not my type of game, and I'm just trying to shoe my horn myself into it. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Um, my next little item I had is something I thought about, and actually I'm gonna skip this and go on. Actually, I need to. I'm gonna discuss with you about, and it's something that happened last generation, and I can see it happen again this generation. It's starting. We're a year and a half on the PlayStation console, PlayStation 4 life cycle, and which is our only console.
Hmm.
Um, I'm getting the itch for an Xbox One, and I got this same itch
Well,
back last generation on the PS3. I got the itch for the 360, and I ended up getting it. And I'm trying to keep myself away from getting the Xbox One, but there's some games on there that I kind of want to get into, and this, even though I don't have enough time to play both, I don't know fucking
I
why.
know you don't. You don't have enough time to play with me on the PS4.
That's so true. I don't know why I have it. I'm just gonna turn it in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I have that damn
It's just
thing.
abuse that you even have it. I'm gonna call social services, tell them to take that thing from you. It's abuse that it's not even getting played.
That's so true. I don't understand. I mean, why do I want to Xbox
Why
One? I
do you?
mean,
Why do you?
I don't
Tell
know.
me.
There's games on it that I see that I'm really interested in. I want to play, and the funny thing is, they're not even really big games. There's like some indie games that they're just Xbox exclusive that I want to play. Like Ori and the Blind Forest came out this week, and I want to play that, but it's only on PC or Xbox, and my PC can't run it. So even though it's like a indie game, still my PC's not doesn't have the horsepower to run it. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not gonna end up not getting it. But this is something I've been thinking about. I mean, then by the time I thought about getting 360, then the price had gone down considerably. It was like down it'd been a while, and it was like just $200, which wasn't that big of a deal. But we're still early on in these life cycles, and it's still almost full price as it was when the day it was released. Even though there's some good deals out there, you get a handful of games with it and shit like it. Same thing on the PS4 side. You get a handful of games with the PS4, but I don't know. Maybe I talk myself out of it. I really need to.
I
I don't
think you
know.
should.
Actually, you know what? Let's just sit here and stare at each other and ponder about me buying or not buying. It's not even talk at all. Let's just mull it over right here. Let's think on. Let's give a moment to think on it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. I don't know. I
I'm still calling social services.
don't. All right, let's get into a little handheld gaming, sir. Um, PS Vita, another device that has actually been calling my name a little bit. There's some stuff on there that I kind of want to play,
You
and
know
that,
what? I'm actually for once in complete agreement.
yeah. Um, but here's my hard time with it. Like, I would love to get one. I really would because there's stuff in there I would really like to sit down and play. It's just I can't justify it because I really don't have time. I don't have like a long train ride to work like I live in a big city. I don't go we don't go a lot of places. So if we do go somewhere, I'm driving. I can't really play and drive at the same time.
Right.
I can't. I'm not sure when I'll be able to sit down and actually play a handheld. If I'm playing video games, I'll be playing on my TV in my living room. So I'm not sure when I will be able to sit down and actually play that. I mean,
I'm thinking that see my PlayStation's set up in a completely different room than our bedroom. I mean it's like down in the basement.
right?
What I'm thinking in my mind, but I'm in the same boat. If I'm going somewhere, I'm driving. You
Yeah,
know, and then if I'm going to a place, usually I'm going there for a reason. It's not to just sit there,
right,
not
right,
to
right.
just sit there. And play games. I mean, I'm going to a restaurant, or I'm going to, a friend's place or whatever. What I'm thinking is that, um, sitting up late at night, don't feel like going down to my basement, don't feel like turning on the TV, don't feel like turning on the PlayStation system. The PlayStation is in like sleep mode. You can hop on the Vita and play the PS4 games.
That's so true.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
late
yeah.
night, just a little bit of a craving. Don't want to turn everything else on. Don't want to fart around with that stuff, and just turn that on real quick, play a little bit. Put it back down. You're done.
Right. Yeah, and it's just I don't know. Actually the piece of hardware itself is really appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because game wise, I mean, there's a lot of good looking games on that thing, and there's actually an exclusive game coming out by Drinkbox Studios, the guys who made Guacamelee, Severed. I mean, it's exclusive to
Huh.
Vita, and and they're calling it, probably the best, going to be the best, one of the best Vita games on it. But other than that, I mean, some of the great indies that come to the Vita, that sometimes do eventually come to the PS4, but we have to wait, and then sometimes they don't come at all. We have had some games that uh, are released on both. We have Ollie Ollie too, and that was a big game. I tried it. I'm not a big fan. Um, and
Yeah, it
Guacamelee,
got rated pretty high too, but I'm just not a
yeah,
big
yeah,
fan
yeah.
either.
I mean, Guacamelee itself was a Vita game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or was it a PS3 title also? I think it was PS3.
I
Anyway,
think it's yeah.
yeah, but yeah, there's some good-looking games on there that I would really like to get into. And if you look at the releases, the Vita has more titles coming to it than all the other like Sony consoles combined. I think in like the next year.
Huh.
And it's not to say they're all gems because obviously they're not. But still, I mean, just has a lot of stuff coming to it, and
Pretty
you know,
cool.
yeah, and I don't know. I think I got on this kick when I watched the Kind of Funny guys, Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller and them, and they're big. They wave the PlayStation Vita flag hard. They love that damn thing. Um, and I think after watching them, watching the games they play and that are coming to and whatnot, I'm like, gosh, that thing is really cool. I really like it because I'm not a handheld gamer. I'm really not.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not,
the last handheld I had was the Game Boy, and so think about that one. Um, yeah, play a little Tetris and Donkey Kong on it, man.
yeah, right.
Um, that
Pokemon.
that yeah, that was the last handheld I had. I mean, I never got into any other Nintendo handhelds, the 3DSs and 2DSs and all this. Wasn't my thing. Even though I have played some, 'cause, I have the Godchildren. They have them, so I've played them before. But the Vita looks so good. It's basically a PS4 but on a small screen, and
Right,
it
right.
look. I mean, I don't know. It's calling my name a little bit. I still don't know if I'm going to get it because that might be just one of those things that end up just sitting, and I won't be getting the amount of time out of it I would really need to justify the cost.
I don't know. I mean, you could say that about any of them these days. I mean, the PS4, is it really? I mean, I think it was worth the cost because I also watch movies and stream stuff on it or whatever. But, I mean, I'm not as big a gamer. I mean, same as you that we were, 8, 10 years ago or whatever. And it's like,
Right.
I justify it for other reasons now, and I think Vita would be the same thing. I could justify it for just who cares those little bit of times that I do get it, you know, that I don't want to turn on the system or whatever, or
Yeah.
maybe I take it to the beach with me, and then, some people read books, I could be doing that.
Exactly, but yeah, those would be those moments, when you're like, you know what, right now would be a good time. I can't don't
Yep.
have the opportunity to sit down at the PS4, but I can play this right here and just play some
Yeah.
awesome games.
Right.
I don't know. I guess that's another.
You know what game might sell it for me?
What's that?
No Man's No Man's Sky.
Really?
That might do it.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I just feel like that would look so good on that little screen.
I don't think it's not coming out for
I
the
would
Vita
take
though,
that
is it?
game. I don't. Isn't any PS4 game on the Vita?
No, I don't
I
think
thought
so.
you could stream a PS4 game on the Vita.
Well,
Is that not right?
I guess maybe you can. I mean, yeah, I guess you could. I guess you could. Yeah, I guess you could do that. So I don't know. Why would you want to
That,
play that? Why would you want to play that game, this huge game, on a small screen like that?
what I'm saying is that would be those times.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
That's
you're right. You're
game
right.
one because I don't really care about any of the other games right now. Well, I'm saying that one where it's not that it doesn't. Well, I can't say that now because I know see nothing about it. But I mean, it doesn't seem that complicated. Like the controls don't seem that complicated on it.
Right.
That's what worries me. I mean, I'm not going to get on this little screen and play Helldivers. Okay. I mean, there's too much stuff going on. There's just it's too chaotic.
Right.
Which by the way, I love that game.
Y-
Go Helldivers. But I mean, No Man's Sky. I mean, there's apparently a lot to do, but it just seems like it's more laid back about doing it.
Yeah.
There's not something I have to immediately react to and try to work my thumbs or do whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That might do it.
All right, we'll see. Well, speaking of No Man's Sky, do you think it's coming out this year? Think on the fact that today we learned that Uncharted 4 is pushed to 2016. Do you think it's going to come this year, or you think that a small 8-man team is still working on this gem of a game, hopefully, and it's going to roll over
Yes,
to
and
next year?
I think it's going to be this year, and I think that Sony is starting to push it hard.
You think so?
I think that this has caught on as a hugely popular indie game with Sony, and they are putting a lot of backing into it. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I'm looking for a holiday release this year.
Holiday. I don't know. I think we might. I mean, we're seeing this a little bit here and a little bit there that game, and I know it's because maybe they're not ready to show, but I just feel like that's not going to be another 2016 game. I feel like that's going to roll over too. I don't think that's going to make it this year. I think that E3 is going to show some games that are going to fill in that fall holiday spot that Uncharted 4 is leaving behind. Because I mean, I know Sony has a plan, but I'd be surprised if No Man's Sky comes out this year.
I don't know.
Being it's a small studio and they're doing so many things with it.
Yeah, but I think they're not selling this as a blockbuster. I mean, they're not taking this as a Uncharted 4.
I don't know though. I mean, I think
That's a
Sony's
vision.
putting a lot of stock in this game.
Yeah, I mean they did. I think they did the same with Helldivers though. But I'm thinking it's going to be an indie game like that. I think they're not pushing it. They're not going to push it as the holiday blockbuster release.
Right.
I think they're going to throw it in there during the holidays. Like, okay, fine, you don't want to play the Division. Okay, well here's something else.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I guess we'll see how that works out. Um. So, what do we think from E3? What do you think is coming from E3? What do you think is going to be announced at E3? Because now, like I said, that holiday spot is open now from
I'm
Uncharted
looking
4,
for the Division.
The Division.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Holiday.
I know. I think right now there is a. It is saying. You told me it was saying holiday, right? At this moment.
They're hoping.
Yeah, and I thought, well, that beta was coming here shortly, wasn't it? Wasn't there a beta coming in coming months? So I mean, that could be true. I mean, if they're going to test it out, I mean, I think that could be a good call. But like I said, you spoke about earlier, I think Bethesda's going to be out there and at E3, and they're going to announce a handful of games, and I think at least one of those games of what they're going to talk about is going to be out this year. And I think it could possibly, and I think it has a good chance of being what I believe to be Fallout.
Now that would be something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be that would be a blockbuster. Absolutely.
yeah,
I don't know a single person who didn't play that game, Fallout 3, and who wouldn't go buy it. The next series in it.
yeah. My thing about
Those games.
those, those games were good, but my thing about those games is like I thought Bethesda's way they did their graphics when I always look retarded, like the facial animations and whatnot just look fucking terrible. So I'm hoping that they kind of reworked their engine and everything looks way
I'm
better.
not.
Yeah, it looks
I'm
way
not.
better. Looks way better on the PS4. That's probably the one thing. Like everything else is fine. They don't have to fix a thing out of that their games. They make good fucking games with always the facial animations and whatnot, and then models look terrible, and they always kill me. You're saying look some ugly motherfucker, and it killed me when playing those games. It kind of took me out of it a bit. So I'm hoping the PS4's horsepower kind of helps them in that regard. Because the PS3 was not doing it for him. Okay.
Oh, come on now. That game is so endearing. Let me just go ahead and pause and you know, pick a spot on your body to blow apart here, piece by piece.
Well, that's one thing I hope doesn't make it into the new game is that was the VAT system, right? That's what it's called, VATs.
I love that.
Like I did not like it. I would have rather played it action all the way, or where you're not pausing it all the time. I did not like it. I rarely ever used it. And so when I did play, so I mean, I'd rather not even have that in there. I didn't like it too much.
Oh, whatever. I love that thing. I use it all the time. Run right up on somebody, pause it, get a, let's see, okay, 91% here, take their leg off here, so they have to crawl after me. No,
Not to
I
say
love that.
not say it's not fun, but I don't know. Me coming from a
Oh,
huge first person shooter, game player and Twitch game player. I want action all the time. I don't want to be pausing, line on my shot and shit. Like, it's not me. I'd rather I can headshot you all day long. I don't need to pause it. Don't worry about it.
no, that's true. I believe, I got them slow thumbs.
That's from being up your ass all the time. Um,
At least getting some work.
anyway, so I don't know if I had any more topics to really go over. To be honest, I think we might have hit most of them or all of them. Unless you have something you want to throw out there, something's going on right now, something on your mind. You want to? What are you playing right now? How about that? Let's talk about that. What are you playing
You
right
know what I'm
now?
playing? I
I
can't
do know what
stand
you're
not
playing, but they
playing
don't know what you're playing. So,
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
There's no reason anyone should not be playing Helldivers right now.
I'm not
Actually, I
playing
don't know.
Helldivers.
Not playing it right now. So upset.
I'm not playing Helldivers. I didn't buy the game. It wasn't my thing. But like I said to you, if it goes down in price, then I'll pick it up. But otherwise, it's not. I'm not.
And I want you to tell the folks. I mean, I even offered to send the money Western Union so that you would buy it, and you still didn't want to.
Yes, but usually when you give me money, other services are provided. I didn't understand what was going on.
I gave explicit instructions to the Western Union man, so I don't understand what his problem was with it.
It was, well, it was kind of like playing telephone in the old days. You told him, then he told me, and the instructions got blurred, and it didn't go the way it was supposed to. Okay. I wasn't
Oh, that's
sure. I wasn't comfortable, and I wasn't sure I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I went ahead and did it anyway.
fantastic. Well, you must not have done it right because he still got the money.
That's true. You sent it back to you. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Helldivers is what I'm playing right now. I'm all over
okay,
that thing. I love it.
I
I
hear you.
love that game. All right, what
Okay.
about you?
I actually had a thought the other day. It's like, you know what, JC? You have not completely finished. I'm not saying platinum, but just finished a game yet this generation. And I kept thinking about that, and I was like, wait a minute. Well, I did finish Destiny. I finished Destiny's single player campaign, so I was like, gave myself that. But and I gave myself a little slack too on it because my first months, almost year of playing PS4, it was all on Battlefield multiplayer. I have almost 400 hours of multiplayer, so I give myself that. But now I'm on to single player games. I kind of let the Battlefield go a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? I need to sit down. I need to finish up these games I've started. And Guacamelee is what I'm working on now. And I'm actually almost done the game. I just a couple more sittings and I'll be done. And I was happy to sit down and play because Guacamelee is so much fun. I love that game. it's one of those games that I can see myself later on finishing it. I can finish it and later on come back to it and like maybe try and pick up some more trophies. You know, even possibly platinum. I don't know. It's so much fun. I love it. But that is what I'm working on right now. So that's about all I got.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you haven't finished the game this console cycle.
Destiny.
Okay. I'm want to get that out there so people.
'Cause I'm not a real gamer. I'm not sure
I
why I have a
think I
gaming podcast. You know what I'm saying?
heard I didn't think I'd heard you right, and I don't think they did either.
Here, here, sit down, baby. All right, see you, big head. All right, all right. Well, I think I might just wrap it up for this time. So I think we'll call it quits here because I have my daughter on my lap, and we'll get this edited and put up, and we'll see everybody next time.
See
All right,
everybody next time. This is Libres.
all right. J Week 23.
See you, bud.